Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a 2021 round 1 only mock draft. Let's get started. So pick one. This one's pretty obvious. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Trevor Lawrence, quarterback. You know, this guy has been the number one prospect for years now. Everybody knew the first round pick was going for this guy. The Jags even started a foundation, tank for Trevor. So yeah, pretty obvious. Trevor Lawrence, quarterback. Pick 2, we have the New York Jets going Zach Wilson. In my mind, it was either a throw-up between Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. And just over the past couple of days, Zach Wilson, the interest in him has gone up majorly, and the interest in Justin Fields has gone down. I think that's mainly because people don't really trust Ohio State quarterbacks. You know, the last quarterback to come out of Ohio State was Dwayne Haskins, and that didn't end very well. But, you know, the Jets, they want to make the fans happy for one thing, right? So they're going to go Zach Wilson, quarterback. Pick 3, we have the San Francisco 49ers, who had traded with the Miami Dolphins, who got their pick from the Houston Texans. So technically this is the Texans' pick, but the San Francisco 49ers have it, and they're taking Justin Fields, quarterback. I think they're going to let him play for a season under Jimmy Garoppolo, have him teach him kind of a little bit as a mentor. And yeah, as I said, it would either be Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. Whoever doesn't get picked at number 2 is going here. All right, pick number 4, Atlanta Falcons. This is where I'm a little bit different from everybody else. Usually these people have Atlanta taking somebody in the secondary, but I have them taking Kwity Paye, edge. Now, I can't name a single person on the Atlanta Falcons D-line. And I know a lot of football players. You see, that D-line was horrible last year. They didn't get very much done at all. So I think Kwity Paye would be a great addition into that D-line. They're going to hope for him to be the next Chase Young, and that will be pretty cool. Number 5, I have the Cincinnati Bengals taking Penei Sewell, a tackle. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, if they learned anything, it's that you cannot have a quarterback without an offensive line. Joe Burrow did so well last year, and his offensive line was literally worse than the Kansas City Chiefs' offensive line in the Super Bowl. All right, so it's not a surprise at all. They're taking Penei Sewell, tackle out of Oregon. Pick 6, we have the Miami Dolphins taking Jamar Chase, wide receiver. Now, the Miami Dolphins have one good wide receiver on their team. That is Devontae Parker. And you might be thinking, well, why don't they just take Kyle Pitts, that great tight end? I thought, well, they have Mike Gesicki, you know. He's a great tight end. He'll satisfy Tua Tagovailoa. He's perfect, you know. There's no need to have a second one when you're already lacking in the wide receiver position. And the reason why they didn't take one of the 2 good Alabama wide receivers is because, you know, they want to change it up a little bit, right? They don't want to have those Alabama receivers that didn't play with Tua, right? So too much Alabama for one team, you know? That's why I say they take Jamar Chase, wide receiver, out of LSU. Now, next one, we have the Detroit Lions taking Devonta Smith, the wide receiver, out of dang it, I forgot the name of the university. Alabama, sorry. Yeah. They got Devonta Smith, wide receiver, out of Alabama. And, you know, they got rid of Kenny Golladay. They have Marvin Jones, and that's all. So, yeah. And then they're in a rebuilding phase too, so they're going to want some rookies in that offense. And that's why I say they take Devonta Smith. Pick 8, we have Carolina Panthers taking Trey Lance, the quarterback. You know, they made it clear they want to move on from Teddy Bridgewater. And this guy's the best option from where they're at. Pick 8, so they take Trey Lance. Pick 9, we have Denver Broncos taking Micah Parsons, the linebacker. Now, it was in a lot of mock drafts you see them taking cornerbacks, but after they signed Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby, I think they want to change it up a bit. Plus, they have Michael Ojemudia, the rookie from last year, who played pretty well, that they want him to grow. So they're going to go linebacker, Micah Parsons, because that was a real weak spot last year. Pick 10, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking Kyle Pitts. The Dallas Cowboys, they have decent tight ends. They have that Schultz guy. But just to have Kyle Pitts fall this far, you would be dumb not to take him. You know, you may be asking, why don't the Carolina Panthers take him? Well, they have higher priority Trey Lance. Denver Broncos have higher priority. We already have Noah Fant, right? So this guy falls to pick 10, Dallas Cowboys, Kyle Pitts. Pick 11, we have the New York Giants taking Rashawn Slater, the tackle. Now, Daniel, they want to establish that running game with Saquon Barkley, for sure. That's going to be their main focal point of the offense next year, especially not having him here in the last year. So they're going to take a tackle to help that out. And they also want to, you could fit the option game in with Danny Jones, He's not that bad. So they're going to want this tackle. And that would be a good pick for them in my mind. Pick 12. I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking the other Alabama wide receiver, Jaylen Waddle. Just because this team had the worst wide receivers last year. Like, Carson Wentz was trash. But the wide receivers didn't help at all. And then, they're going to release D-Jax. And then Alshon Jeffrey's literally injured 95% of the games he plays. So, yeah, I think they take Jaylen Waddle here. A young, new wide receiving core. Pick 13, we have the Los Angeles Chargers taking the first quarterback, Patrick Surtain. This team has been struggling a lot in the defensive back area there. So I think they're going to take Patrick Surtain, cornerback out of Alabama. Because, it would be stupid not to take this guy. He fell to you, you take him. He's really good. Pick 14, you have the Minnesota Vikings taking J.C. Horn. Now, it was either toss-up, either Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn for the Vikings. And they're taking Horn because Chargers take Patrick Surtain. Yeah, that secondary really has nothing for Minnesota, so they need somebody, and that's J.C. Horn. Pick 15, we have New England Patriots taking Rashad Bateman, or any other, or the next best wide receiver if one of the wide receivers already listed hasn't been taken. They really need some offense here. I know they picked up Aguilar, but that's not enough. Nelson Aguilar isn't enough. You're going to need a new wide receiver. You're going to need a young wide receiver. So they're taking Rashad Bateman, wide receiver. Pick 16, I got the Arizona Cardinals taking Christian Barmore, defensive tackle. Like the Atlanta Falcons, I could not tell you a single person on that D-line. Not one, except for Chandler Jones. They got rid of Hassan Reddick, so it's going to be Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones can't get past 5 blockers. So they're going to take this D-tackle, get a little bit of help in the run game, hopefully stop them like that. Pick 17, I got the Las Vegas Raiders taking Christian Darrisaw, the tackle. This team got rid of most of their O-line this year. 2 of them went to the Patriots. So I think, plus they picked up Kenyon Drake. They're going to want a good tackle. They also want Derek Carr to have some nice pocket time. They're taking Christian Darrisaw, tackle. Pick 18, we have the Miami Dolphins taking Jason Owe, edge. The Dolphins didn't have very much edge pressure last year. Plus they got rid of Kyle Van Noy. Basically, the only person I can name that's really an edge on that team is Andrew Van Ginkel, who, he's a special teams player, right? The only reason why I remember him, too, is because of his funny name. So, yeah, they got Jason Oye, edge. Pick 19, you have the Washington football team taking Mac Jones, quarterback. Now, I think they take Mac Jones because you're not going to have Ryan Fitzpatrick for many more years. You're going to have him for 1, maximum 2 years. And if you want this Mac Jones guy to be good, then you got to have someone kind of to mentor him, and who better to do that than Ryan Fitzpatrick? It's kind of funny, they're copying exactly what the Dolphins did last year, draft an Alabama quarterback, make him learn underneath Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I think the football team will do good. They'll do better with this, with Mac Jones and Ryan Fitzpatrick. So yeah. Pick 20, I have the Chicago Bears taking Greg Newsome, cornerback. The Bears got rid of Kyle Fuller. They don't have very many other people there, so they take Greg Newsome. That's really the main reason. Pick 21, Indianapolis Colts take Terrace Marshal Jr., wide receiver. They don't have a very good wide receiver core. Yes, they have T.Y. Hilton and that Pittman guy, but T.Y. Hilton's not going to be here for another year. After this year, T.Y.'s gone, in my mind. And Michael Pittman, he's not enough to get the job done by himself, so they take Terrace Marshal Jr., wide receiver. Pick 22, we have the Tennessee Titans taking Caleb Farley. They're going to need a cornerback after letting Adoree Jackson go. Same with, what's his name? We all know the guy who intercepted Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. He's been let go too. So, they're taking Caleb Farley to hopefully sharpen up that secondary. Pick 23, you have Asante Samuel Jr. going to the New York Jets. The New York Jets, they got Zach Wilson, right? Now, most people have them taking an O-lineman here, but I say, they have Mekhi Becton already. He's a great left tackle. That's arguably the most important position on the O-line. So let's save it. Let's give him a good defense that can back him up just in case. So they take Asante Samuel Jr., just because of the namesake. great cornerback. I say they take Asante here. Pick 24, Pittsburgh Steelers take Wolker Little, the tackle. You know, I would have had them taking a guard here, usually, but there aren't very many good guards in the draft, and they're not going to get rid of DeCastro, their center. So I have them taking Wolker Little, the tackle, mainly so they can get that running game back in action and that O-line a little bit stronger. Pick 25, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Dylan Radunz, another tackle. You know, I have a lot of tackles going this year because that's one position a lot of teams need to sharpen up, especially the Jaguars. If they learned anything from the Bengals last year, you want your Heisman Trophy winner to have a good O-line in front of him. Pick 26, I got the Cleveland Browns taking Trayvon Moehrig. I don't know how to really pronounce that name, but I see the Cleveland Browns taking this guy because their safeties are decent but not very good, and this guy fell pretty far, and he's a great safety. So yeah, why wouldn't you take him at this point? You know, you got Byron Jones back there. No, not Byron Jones. You got Ward back there along with Trayvon Moehrig. So yeah, that would be a great combination. Pick 27, we have the Baltimore Ravens taking Elijah Moore, another wide receiver, just to give Lamar Jackson a little bit more options to throw to because they don't have very many right now. Pick 28, we have the New Orleans Saints taking Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoch, linebacker. Now, the New Orleans Saints let a lot of people go this year, and I think they take this guy linebacker because he's a really good player, and the fact that he fell this far in the draft, you'd be dumb not to pass up on him. So, yeah. Pick 29, we have the Green Bay Packers taking Azeez Ojulari, edge. Now, these guys, I know they have Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith, but they're both getting old, and I have a feeling they're going to release Preston Smith sometime soon, so they're going to take this guy as a backup. They really want to get that pressure on because they got that great secondary that can back them up there. That would be a great defense. Pick 30, we have the Buffalo Bills taking Jalen Phillips, another edge. Buffalo Bills, they don't have very good edge pressure, really. Jerry Hughes gets it decent, but, you know, that's really not enough. So I see them taking Jalen Phillips here just to give Josh Allen a little bit more backup on the other side of the ball. Pick 31, we have Kansas City Chiefs, not surprisingly, taking Tevin Jenkins. They're drafting this tackle because they let both their tackles go, and we saw what that was like in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, they're going to learn from their mistakes. Tevin Jenkins, Kansas. And then Tampa Bay, another tackle, Elijah Vera Tucker. He's going to be their tackle that they draft because Tampa Bay is just so good all around the field. You know, they could draft anybody they want and be fine. So I just see them drafting this tackle because it's Tom Brady. You want to make him happy. You want to give him a clean pocket, right? And I really couldn't tell you any of the tackles on that team. So yeah, I have them taking Elijah Vera Tucker, tackle. Well, thanks for watching. This was my opinion on what each team is going to take in the 2021 draft. If you like the video, then leave a like. And if you want to see more football videos like this, then subscribe. You know, I think this was a great draft. I want to see what your opinions are. Comment below what you would change in this draft. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.